Hi, my name is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film, and also a proud FENIX Global Artist Ambassador. Today, I am thrilled to be speaking with the premier society event photographer. Her name, Annie Watt. For more on Annie, you can read more about her right below this video. But in the meantime, here is my interview with the incredible Annie Watt. Well, hello, Annie Watt. How are you?
Hi there, Will. How are you?
Annie, I am doing so much better now that I'm speaking with you. And like I told you off camera, I have an affinity for Annie's because it's my sister's name. But Annie Watt, I've known about you for many years because not only being the premier society event photographer, New York, Palm Beach, Hamptons, Washington, LA, you have this art form within itself of getting to the heart of any event that you capture the essence of. And I can appreciate that as a director of theater. I want to know, what do you think it's about your craft? And I do consider it a craft of getting to the heart of an event through your figurative and literal lens.
I want to tell the story. I really do. I want to know that people that didn't buy a ticket or couldn't attend will look at the photos and say, wow, I know what happened that whole evening. I see what beautiful people, fun people, having a great time, if that's a party situation. I mean, I've shot Dominic Dunn's funeral, and the problem I had was people saw me and they would wave, oh, hi, and it's like, no, it's a funeral, you know, character, please. But I pay attention to that. What is telling the story? What is telling the story? A photo has to be more than, I call it, two heads on two necks. I have to do a lot of that for the clients, but that isn't fun for me. And I've been doing this 18 years now. I want to have fun. Girls, I want to have fun.
Well, Annie, what I also love so much, and I'm glad that you brought up the storytelling aspect, because again, as a director, and if people can look at all of the events that you have shot, you give it a beginning, middle, and end. You arc it. You are able to ebb and flow with the event through your photography. And also, there's something so beautiful about your photography. You're able to also capture, and I'm not going to say this right, probably in the language I'm supposed to, but you give it emotion and a movement. Have you been told that before?
Not as beautifully as you've just said it, no, but I've had people say your photos tell a story, and I script it out with the client in advance. I want to know a run of show to get an exact idea of what's happening so that I'm in the right place at the right time. Because if I've got 600 guests, where am I going to be? That's important to me. And granted, I tell clients for every 200 people you have one photographer, because a 1 hour cocktail party, I can't capture 600 people. The math won't allow me to do it. But I enjoy watching what my other photographers do. If two of us or three of us are working one job, I get just as excited seeing their photos after as mine, but I get to enjoy the party all over again when I'm editing the photos.
Well, Annie, you speak about your other photographers, and although officially launching in January of 2015, the Annie Watt Agency, you had been doing it a few years before that. I want to talk about the joy of obviously not only you as an artist, as a photographer, getting to do your craft, but to see the joy in the light, in the talents of your photographers within your agency. You must be like a proud mama bear.
More than proud, because my goal is to always hire or work with photographers that are much more talented than me. I thrive on that. And to know that they understand the equipment, they understand the lighting, and they just need an opportunity for the connection I have to get the jobs that I've gotten. I've never advertised. So every job I've gotten and all the clients that continue to call me are because they're happy. Well, if I'm physically not going to be there, I want to make sure the person that's there is going to make them happier than me. And so we work together. I'm constantly sharing with my clients my tricks, what I do to make people happy.
Well,
for example,
go ahead.
For example, the client has put together an event. the last thing you want to do is worry about the photographer. They want me to walk in, or my photographer to walk in and go, oh, good, that's taken care of. I don't have to give them guidance. They know what to do. And I look at all events from a marketing perspective, quite honestly, because it's a business. These clients need to raise money if it's a fundraiser, and I want to help them do that. So I ask in advance who their vendors are, who's maybe made a donation so that I can capture if the alcohol was donated, champagne, beautiful people drinking champagne. So the client can give photos to the vendor and say, here, this is for you, so that you have beautiful photos for social media. Everybody wants content. I'm creating content for my client and for my clients' friends and vendors. I don't know if other photographers think that way, but I do.
I've never heard it so beautifully. I mean, my dad was in advertising agency world for 45 years. In growing up as a performer with my twin brother, it was always about the brand and the marketing. So the fact that you're even talking that language, I get a chill of excitement. But you know, you mentioned tips. You are known as not only obviously the premier society event photographer in this country, but you are a posing expert. I want some tips on how to pose, because look at, I'm on Step and Repeats in New York City as Broadway opens. Give me, Annie Watt, some posing tips.
Okay. What you're doing right now is you're leaning into me.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful. Makes your head a little bigger, makes your body a little smaller. You want to look thin? Lean in. You want to look big? Lead with your chest. Now your head just got smaller.
Oh my God.
Your body is bigger. So I'm always about leaning in. Now, you have a gorgeous jawline. I do not. So I make sure I'm a turtle. I stick my chin out a little bit. There you go.
You know, it's so interesting when I notice in photos sometimes, you know, people do that and they do this, not that, but you know what I mean?
Too much, yeah. No, it's a subtlety, a subtlety.
Ooh.
I'm 69 years old.
Stop it.
You're too kind. I have a lot going on here. I want to get rid of all of it. So it's a matter of just sticking.
Yeah, but it's subtle.
It's very subtle. Everything is very subtle. The leaning in is subtle. The chin in is subtle. Now you have a lot of ladies that will stick their arms on their head.
What's that about?
That's about nothing. That's about, they think they want to make their arms skinny.
Right.
And their waist smaller. So they put their hand on their hip. They don't realize that if they do want their arms thinner, just take it off the body a little bit.
Oh.
Don't squish it up against, so you're not one solid form of figure.
That's right.
Open up a little bit and you just relax and take it slightly off your body. That will thin your arm. And I always say, make sure you have the most expensive ring on, and then hold your hand down, remembering you've got on a gorgeous ring. And that will show delicacy to your hand, because now you're aware.
So I mean, obviously it wouldn't be on the chest, but this is like, would be up against the leg or something?
Yes, just very arm down. I say actresses and models put their hands on their hips. Yeah. Rich ladies put their arm down at the side.
Ooh.
Also, when I'm cropping a photo for a magazine, I don't want it to look like there's a hand coming in grabbing your waist. Because
that's right.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many tips.
Well, listen, before I get to my few final questions, I want to remind our audience, for more on the incredible Annie Watt, you can read more about her right below this video. Annie, you have these impromptu portrait exhibitions beginning in 2014. You had some in 2019 and recently this year in 2021. Talk to me a little bit about these exhibitions, how they came about, and what you look forward to in the future with them.
It was an evolved story, very funny. I was offered an art gallery for a month to exhibit my work. I didn't know why they wanted me to exhibit my work, because I always think I'm shooting for a client. It's a job. Why do you want my job on your wall? But I went ahead and said, okay, I've shot a lot of celebrities. I'll crop the headshots and just make a lot of headshots of celebrities. And then I hired a PR person. and the PR person got paid and died. So now I'm out the money for PR. I can't find another PR person to help me on December 18th, which is my, just before Christmas. So I thought, I'm going to turn all my guests into my PR machine. So for every guest that RSVPs that they're coming to my event, they're going to be in the show. So you walk into the gallery, you see celebrities. You continue walking in, there are 300 photos. You're looking, you realize one of them's you. And the person standing next to you, it's them. So I said, okay, I have 8 local photographers. I have 8 photographers shooting a 2-hour cocktail party, 2 videographers, a photo booth, and your picture's on the wall. It's a narcissist dream come true. Nobody wanted to leave. Everybody stayed. Oh. And they took selfies, lots and lots of selfies. And they advertised my event.
Annie, you are so freaking smart. You're like, Will, I know.
So then what I did, because I said, this really can't be about me. You know, yes, I'm having an exhibit, but it's really about you, all of you. So I said, you want that photo? Take it off the wall. I turned the gallery into a dark room-esque look. I pipe and draped the entire gallery so that it was just velvet, hung wires, clips, and clipped all the photos and said, you take your photo and make a generous donation to the charity of my choice. And don't write the check to me because I don't want any of the money. You get the tax write-off. Write the check to Cancer Alliance, American Heart Association.
Annie, I mean, look, it's like advertising marketing 101. My dad always used to teach Anthony and I, what's the emotional takeaway? And the fact that you're giving people a literal and figurative emotional takeaway of your brand without making it, this is for me, Annie Watt, but it's, no, this is part of your legacy. This is part of when you put your head on the pillow at night, Annie, you are not only having to make a living, but you've done good for not only organizations and foundations and charities, but that people can walk away feeling maybe a little bit better.
Yes, and I don't tell them an amount. I just say, write the check. It's 100% to them. And
Annie,
I just pick a charity. Yeah.
I have met many photographers in my time being a professional in this business since I was 10. I've never met, and I'm saying this, and I've interviewed some photographers, so I'm sorry, that I may be, saying this out of line, but I have never met a photographer as savvy, as genuine, but also as good. You have a goodness about you. You've obviously done work on not only yourself, but as a woman in your craft, because the way that, for example, you even outlined, the way that you photograph an event, or that you're creating and curating an exhibition, you have the mindset of someone who loves to create an experience. It's all
about the experience. All about the experience.
I feel like I could talk to you on a director's table, because the way that you envision even that dark room, literally people walked in and they are transfixed, transformed, they leave life behind, and they are in a set.
Yes, that's what we did. And it was great fun, great. What surprised me, 350 people came. Nobody left. It stayed crowded for my first exhibition. And I thought, come on, people, it's Christmas. Don't you have another party to go to? And they stayed and stayed and stayed and got interviewed and was photographed. And I just thought, I like this concept. So when I did my second show, people said, is it the same concept? I went, yeah, shh, don't tell anybody. Because the surprise of walking in and knowing you are the show,
Annie
was great.
You are absolutely incredible. I am so excited that we finally got to meet after being a fan for many years, I have to say. And again, I just want to thank you so much for your time today, Annie. And I cannot wait to meet you in person sometime very, very soon.
Come on down to Florida. I'm in Palm Beach.
God bless you, Annie. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.